First of all, I'd like to let you know I'm 82 years old. I'll be 83 next month. Born on March the 12th, 1940. Sitting watching television, of course, that's one of my favorite things to do because I can't do nothing else. So I was watching that, and I said I want something to drink. And we got what I call a catch-all refrigerator in a back room, and we keep soda pops there for our grandkids and our great-grandkids, and for me too. You drink a Diet Coke, or Dr. Pepper. And I went in there and got me one of those, and I come back and I sat down, and when I sat down, the TV had got kind of blurry to me, and I rubbed my eyes, and it didn't help. So I don't know how to explain it, but I had a weird feeling, and it just so happened that maybe no more than a week before, I had read an article in AARP magazine about how to identify a stroke. And I remembered in there they said, the easiest and fastest way was use your arms and raise your arms up. And if they wouldn't stay, well, I raised my arms up like that, and this right one just down. And I'd look at it, and I could raise it again, but when I quit raising it, it just drifted down again. So I was there by myself, and my wife was just due in any minute from the post office. And she came in, and of course, as usual, how you do, and we bantered each other. And she went on by, she was gonna go in the back and change clothes or whatever, and I told her, I said, wait a minute, I said, I need to talk to you. And I told her, I said, I'm having a stroke. And she said, well, how do you know? I said, I know I am. I said, and I said, I'm getting, and by that time, my leg felt like I had an anvil tied on it down there. I couldn't move that leg, and it just progressively got real bad, right fast like it. And then I got where I couldn't even wiggle my fingers or anything. So she called her daughter, which is here, and she said, you get him in a car and bring him down here. I said, I'll get things prepared for him. Dumped me in the car, and here we come down to the hospital here.
They said that he was having some right arm weakness, just right-sided weakness in general. Didn't complain about any slurred speech or anything like that. So then when they got him there, of course he went straight to CT. We got all the scans that we needed, got back to the room, and we started the assessment. And he had notable right-sided arm weakness, but then the leg weakness and facial droop progressively showed itself. He wasn't able to raise up his arm at all by the end of the assessment.
After I got that, they showed me the film of the lady, I guess she's in Little Rock, and she was talking and telling me what was happening, and of course they asked me did I want to take that shot, and I call it miracle juice. I don't know what y'all call it, but my daughter, she said, Daddy, I want you to take it. I said, well, I'll take anything right now. It don't matter to me.
He realized the symptoms. I think LaJuan was on top of it, and then her son, I guess being like a nurse's son, knew, and he knew that time was of the essence.
After we gave him the medicine, I didn't really see any immediate range of motion from that right side, but we got notification from the family after he got to Baptist. He was able to scratch his head, and so Baptist is 2.5, maybe 3 hours from where we're from. So just in that 3-hour period, he was able to get full range of motion from that hand.
But by the time I got to Little Rock, after taking that shot, I could wiggle them fingers, I couldn't do anything with that arm, but I could still wiggle them fingers. And I could move my foot a little bit. Before I couldn't do, it's like I didn't have a right leg or a right arm. We gotta run you through these tests, make sure there's not any more clots in there. And if you pass them, I'm gonna get you home for Christmas Eve. And well, that made me feel a lot better right there, They run me through all the tests the next day, and man, I was just passing because I was in a good mood. I was tickled to death when I got to come home for Christmas Eve. From the time we rode from here to Little Rock, I could tell it was, it was working, and I could wiggle them fingers, and I was smiling inside when I got to wiggle them fingers. I said, well, everything's gonna be better, I would recommend it to anybody in this world if they got a chance to take it and they need it. Do whatever you got to get it, because it's like I said, it's a miracle juice to me.